As today is 200th birth anniversary of Gregor Mendel, we look forward to celebrating this milestone and reflecting on how far the genetics field has developed in 200 years. Here are some of the interesting facts of Mendel.
Hello everyone. Have you ever wondered why a mango seed forms only a mango plant and not any other plant? Why an elephant always gives birth only to a baby elephant and not some other animal? Given that they do, are the offsprings identical to their parents? Or do they show any differences? Although a simple question, it remained a mystery until 18th century.
This simple question awakened the thoughts of researchers across the globe, presenting theories like Darwin's theory of evaluation, inheritance of acquired characters, and blending inheritance, which paved a path for the breakthrough research in the concept of inheritance, especially the theory of particulate inheritance. Thus, hereditary research came into light with the work of Gregor Johann Mendel.
Gregor Johann Mendel, your journey from a science enthusiast to an eminent researcher has been an inspiring one for the generations to come, which laid a foundation to plant genetics. Thus, we acknowledge you as father of plant genetics.
Rural upbringing and the struggles in your life inspired you a lot in nature. Ordained as a priest, you adopted the clerical name Gregor. Resuming your life as a teaching monk, you conducted genetic experiments that eventually brought you fame.
The major turning point in your life was a step towards the University of Vienna, where you spent 2 years in the university and gained more knowledge in the disciplines of plant biology, physics and mathematics, which played a key role in conducting the well-organized experiments in the later years.
Greatly, you were inspired by Gartner's book on plant hybridization experiment. You gained knowledge on cellular mechanisms of plant fertilization from your professor Anuj, analogy of fertilization process from your friend John Nave. Mr. Knapp and Nave had a great impact on your research path.
You have performed the experiment with several garden plants and honeybees with utmost care, and choosing the garden pea as experiment material for its short life cycle and self-fertilizing nature brought tremendous success.
You deliberately chose Piscium as a model plant. The 34 distinct pea sets chosen by you signifies the maintenance of diversity in the experimental materials.
You found remarkable success in garden pea by focusing on contrasting differences between the plants that were otherwise the same. The 7 characters you deliberately chose in pea were well defined and simple, and these traits were governed by a single gene.
Your approach of applying mathematical knowledge to explain the progeny relations in form of ratios was the first of its kind to be applied in biological sciences, giving birth to the concept of Mendelism, which are well known today as the laws of inheritance. The major focus was laid by you on the behavior of chromosomes, the cellular structures which the genes decide. Dear Mendel, I am sure it was not easy to summarize all the hard work that you have done through a single paper, but yes, you did it and you presented it in front of the Natural Science Society of Brunn. And through your paper, we have learned the concept of genetic inheritance and Mendelian factors, which we today acknowledge as genes.
Your contemporaries disregarded the use of mathematics to explain the biological phenomena, but there was a constancy in the results of the trait you have selected.
Dear Mendel, no one recognized the significance of your findings. However, it was your belief that it would not take long before the whole world acknowledges the result of your work, which indeed came true after 35 years with the dramatic rediscovery by Eric Schermach, Hugo de Vries and Carl Correns.
On the basis of heredity patterns in pea plants, the further work was done for the discovery of nuclein. The renaissance occurred after the discovery of double helical model, laying the path for new molecular research.
since the unrevealing of the DNA helix. The science of genetics evolved at the speed of light. Your basic research brought further concepts such as chromosomal theory of inheritance and linkage into limelight.
Dear Mendel, we apologize for appreciating the importance of your research so late. It took more than 30 years for us to do that. Science has progressed so much ever since you died. Your research on the pea plant substantially expanded our knowledge of genetic inheritance and inspired the creation of new experimental techniques. We still use your genetic model even in the high throughput dataset era. The argument about how to best apply our knowledge for the benefits of humanity is currently centered on the fields that you launched 200 years ago. Thank you.
We have attempted to demystify key events in his history and scientific approach to hopefully provide a clearer view of what he has accomplished. And therefore, all of us wanted to say,
Thank you, Mendel.